10 countries with the best education systems. China dominated the Pisa tests in 2018, coming in first in all 3 subjects of reading, science, and mathematics. Number 10. China. Even without the inclusion of Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau, China dominated the Pisa tests in 2018, coming in first in all 3 subjects of reading, science, and mathematics. With these additions, China is an educational powerhouse. Their impressive results come after a decade of modifications to the education system while maintaining an overall spend of about 4% of the GDP. The changes are clearly having a positive impact, not only on PISA scores but also at the post-secondary level where 27%. Number 9. Singapore. Despite being the youngest and smallest country on this list, Singapore is a world leader in education. With a modest 3.3% expenditure on education, Singapore scores an impressive second place in all 3 subject areas. What's even more impressive, students are taught not only in English, but also in at least 2 additional languages, including Chinese, Malay, or Tamil. It's little wonder that 54% of the population goes on to earn a post-secondary diploma. Number 8. Estonia. With 41% of its population holding post-secondary certification, and 5.5% of its GDP dedicated to education, Estonia has consistently been one of the highest achieving European nations on the PISA rankings since it joined the EU in 2005. Number 7. Japan. Japan boasts a well-educated population, with 48% having completed the tertiary level. Despite a relatively low 3.6% government expenditure on education, its high-tech economy greatly values secondary and post-secondary. Number 6. South Korea. Over 45% of the population has graduated high school and completed tertiary education. Much of the country's rapid economic growth and high-tech boom is rooted in a societal emphasis on schooling, including 5.1% of government spending dedicated to education. Number 5. Canada. With 54% of its population having completed post-secondary education, which ties it with Russia for the top spot, Canada is the only North American country to make it on this list. 5.5% of its GDP to education. Number 4. Finland. Finland has held a place in the top 10 PISA rankings for as long as the OECD has been compiling the data. This Scandinavian nation tops the government spending list at 6.8% with an impressive 42% of the population going on to earn post-secondary. Number 3. Poland. Today Poland allocates 4.9% of the GDP toward education, bringing it on par with Ireland and above other countries on this list such as China and Japan. 27% of the population holds college-level diplomas, that number jumps to 43%. Number 2. Ireland. Despite a much lower GDP than its neighbour, the UK, Ireland dedicates 4.9% of it towards education. It's unsurprising that this highly literate population, 41% of whom have a post-secondary diploma. Number 1. Slovenia. Nestled between Italy, Austria and Croatia, Slovenia surpasses all of its neighbors in reading, math and science. Slovenians place great value on the value of education, spending 5.7% of its GDP on education.